Life is bleak along the dusty streets of the informal settlement of Lori, just outside of Johannesburg, where unemployment and poverty are rife. But with Ekukhanyeni, there is a sense of hope and joy.
Ekukhanyeni is a name that I searched for quite a while, and it means where there's light. It's a Zulu word. The beneficiary children that we support, there are 450 odd, and I say odd because of the informal environment, and depending on the situation of the guardians of the children or the parents, whether they find work or whether they don't find work, whether they're sick, the children come and go in the creches. So at a given point, there would be, at a good point in the year, there would be about 450 children that we support. Most of the children come from impoverished families, obviously from an informal settlement environment. Because there is 98% unemployment, most of the family members are not working, so they're not able to care for their children properly. And we have a lot of high percentage of children that are HIV infected and also who are orphaned. And these orphan children, they either stay with their grannies or extended families, or otherwise the principals, the mothers that look after whose creches they are, and they look after the kids overnight. So for example, it's Ekukhanyeni creche where Wendy's the principal. She looks after nine orphaned kids as well as her own kids over and above. So they would sleep over, and she would have to provide for these children as if they were her own.
I am the Action Ball instructor for Ekukhanyeni. I do the skills development with the children with the 8 different creches.
I help Debbie with Action Ball, and we're doing the early childhood development, kids who are going to school next year. So we're preparing them, to write, and then, we do exercise with them, we do arts and craft with them.
Well, our permaculture project, it's a wonderful design technique. We use it to create sustainable human environments. It is a wonderful way to tackle social, cultural and economic dynamics.
We are going to train more people because this is like a resource center whereby people will come here and get some skills and expand from wherever they come from. Without something in the stomach, you can't concentrate. So for them to getting these vegetables during lunchtime or maybe as their breakfast, and is something that is very good for the children.
Then the nutrition aspect, which has got a lot to do with the plant-based healthcare nutritional management, which is then when we use supplements, vitamin supplements, combined with naturally grown food. And then obviously the creche program, which is, in an area like this, you must understand there's high unemployment. HIV, AIDS is rife. It's a hectic thing here. And so how do you mobilize those two things? So it's education and looking at the youth.
We also target the wider community with our plant-based health care management and nutritional workshops. And there we we partnered with Open Synergy, and they come and do work with plants, with medicinal plants, and then also brief the community on nutrition, how important nutrition is with HIV. And we're not saying that the one should exclude the other, we're saying that it's good to work together, but people need to know that if they're on ARVs, they need to eat properly, and if they are not on ARVs, then they definitely need to eat properly. We ran the program from one of the creches, and it involved the hand making of wooden bracelets, and we had a market going in the USA, and in fact a company was formed called Hope, helping orphans by providing empowerment, and they're actually looking to help Ekukhanyeni as well as to help other NGOs in Africa and elsewhere.
Thanks a million for Action Ball. Even our kids, they know English, understand English, how to dance, how to sing, how to draw, and everything. Thank you very much. much.
I just want to thank Debbie and Lisa and Sister Jemina for coming here.
They're doing a lot of things for us, and now our crutches are up just because of them.
We'd like to thank you, Ekukhanyeni, for giving us support like stationery, chairs for children, and tables.
I think it just helps sometimes that when you get wrapped up in the corporate world, you kind of see you can still give something back.
Yeah, just to see the smile on their faces, it just made everybody really appreciate the money that you give goes to such a good cause.
The private sector can make an effort by putting some money into these type of the resource center, such as this one.
I mean, that's our main ideal. Is we want to be considered like a college of learning. So people come here to learn for free.
One can do a lot of upgrades to the creches because they are really just tin shacks that the mamas have, amazing women have just taken and have converted into a creche. So sometimes it's a very small space that cares for maybe up to 60 kids. So it's about beautification of the area to make it a more nurturing and hygienic environment. So, for example, carpets, educational toys and aids, bookshelves, anything that can make the creches look really pretty for the kids. Painting. We'd like to get in more non-toxic type of utensils like stainless steel pots instead of aluminium, because you know that's very toxic for the children once you cook in them for a long period of time. And then also outside play areas, you know, the jungle gyms and play swings and things like that. So paving that's not so dusty, grass, lawn, you know, stuff like that. And we've also got a partnership going with Joburg Water. Because of the informal settlement scenario, the creches only used to get their water from holding tanks that are positioned within the township. We bought the tanks and the 5,000 litre water tanks, and that gets filled every week. So we would like to also expand in terms of getting a drip irrigation system from the tanks into the gardens, and yeah, so there's quite a few ways that one can adopt a creche per se. And then within that, obviously, you're adopting a creche, you're also supporting the children.
I would say we would love to have this program to continue for the next kids who will be going to school the following year, so that they can gain skills.
They mean so much, and if we could just give them that base for a better future, better education, then we've done our job.
I think every NGO needs sponsorship, and at the moment we definitely do need sponsorship for all our programs, whether it be the permaculture or the early childhood development. For the early childhood development program, we would like to include more of the kids, because at the moment we're only focusing on the ones that come right in the beginning of the year, and in an informal settlement environment the kids come up until November, they are still coming. So at the beginning of the year we might have certain funding for a certain amount of kids, but then it starts to grow and then we have to leave some of them out, which is very sad for us, because we'd obviously like to have them best prepared for their school year.
With your sponsorship and donations, you will not only be providing food, security and nutrition through Ekukhanyeni's permaculture gardens and training centre, you will be planting the most important seed, the seed of education within each and every child.